go to a jubilation. He is a heavy load, still a tadana. Have a legacy fi build, so me fi carry on. And the dark days pray fi go to the storm. Now give up none time, cause that's not me born. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long.
Solid, me solid, just like a rock. Spiritually we fight a lot. They trap them, said Jah cancel that. You just can't stop me, not try do that. Got to be careful of negligence. Move wise, use up your intelligence. Guard of honor like the president. Progress and its evidence. Me no care how much time they want turn me down. Things say me woulda tumble down. Chant to me ancestors speak Congo drum. That's why me know me have to overcome. Stand firm and not lean for no one. You can set up your own program. Have the whole world a sing out your slogan. No time in a slow down. Plus we
solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. The fight only finish with the weak ones. So when Jah call you, watch how you respond. Dark, face your fears, fight your demons. Can't be firm, we go to a jubilation. He is a heavy load, still a tadana. Have a legacy fi build, so me fi carry on. And the dark days pray fi go to the storm. Now give up none time, cause that's not me born. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long.
Solid, me solid, just like a rock. Spiritually we fight a lot. They trap them, said Jah cancel that. You just can't stop me, not try do that. Got to be careful of negligence. Move wise, use up your intelligence. Guard of honor like the president. Progress and its evidence. Me no care how much time they want turn me down. Things say me woulda tumble down. Chant to me ancestors speak Congo drum. That's why me know me have to overcome. Stand firm and not lean for no one. You can set up your own program. Have the whole world a sing out your slogan. No time in a slow down. Plus we
solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. videos, another episode. And through it all, we have to hold on. Face the fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, chatting with the heavy load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And through it all, we have to hold on. Face the fears and fight no matter how long. The fight only finish with the weak ones. So when Jaja call you, watch how you respond. Dark face your fears, fight your demons. Can't be firm, we go to a tribulation. He is a heavy load, still a chatana. Have a legacy fi build, so me fi carry on. When the dark days pray, fi go to the storm. Now give up none time, cause that's what we born. Solid, Johnny with the heavy load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And through it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, Johnny with the heavy load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And through it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long.
Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the crew. Turn your dial for your vibe, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel.
News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world, we got the news. On Livewire, there's nothing to lose. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour.
Good morning to you, and welcome to another episode of Livewire. It's the 12th of March, 2025. Good morning to all the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Good morning to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Special good morning to the persons in the comment section. Thank you guys for being here for yet another episode with yours truly. So I see Lenny Lachman, Joan Abidjan, Rahima Morali, Suknandan Bud, Wazim Nabi, Narain Singh. Morning, guys. Riaz Ali, Balwan Danraj, Joseph Sitar, morning to you. General Narendra, morning to you. Rajendra Singh, morning to you as well. Sharida Rajendranath, good morning to you, joining us from Enmore. Kamish Jaikaran, good morning to you. Chris, morning. Ganesh Bharat, Paul Joseph, special good morning to Eunice Raghubir, Rita and Polly. Sharita Ferguson, good morning to you. Betty Chris, morning. Regular Chris, morning. Philip Diabru, morning to you. Annie Chan, good morning to you. Datan Andalan, Maureen Razio. Leslie Mangal, Vishnu, Mukesh Vishnudat, morning to you and the family. Prem Prashad Kishore, good morning to you. Prasad Pati, good morning to you and happy birthday belatedly. Yeah, happy birthday belatedly to you. Who else we got here? Dial Sukram, morning to you, my brother. Sherwin Siram, good morning to you. Carla Daniels joining us from New York, well, not New York, but from the USA. Morning to Deshaun Abrams. Morning to Zoe as well, the baby, Mr. Little, Mrs. Little. Thank you guys for including me in the activity yesterday. Jesus. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I really had to take that call. Sorry. Yeah, as I was saying, Deshaun and Zoe, thank you for including me in the birthday celebrations. You two have been very good friends to me, and I hold you in very high regard, you and the entire family. Roman Harilal, morning to you. Lyndon Alfonso, Dale Henry, good morning. Shakila Khan, Krishna Deodat, morning to you. Mike Bisram, morning to you. Morning to the family as well. Philip Diabru, morning to you. Sally Jones, Faisal Ghani, Dudnat Prasad, good morning to you. Henry Jagdio, good morning to you. Michael, morning. Alan Khan, Christopher Prasad, DA, morning to you. Sunita Sokraj, Asif Hamad, Leslie Mongal, Terence, morning. I never see you on the live commenting. Welcome. Tusiram Chetty, morning to you. Miss Little, morning. I tell you, morning already. Anita Williams, Moon and Shine Munilal, morning to you. No, not Munilal. Mot, Mot, Motadial. Motadial. Ravi Jaichan, morning. Welcome to the program. Bibi Kalichiran, morning. Ronald Jones, Estelle Ramnat, morning. Vic Pandey, morning to you. That's it. We at the bottom. Morning. Who's that? Clifford Sokraj, morning. Welcome. I haven't seen you commenting before. Thank you for being here. So this morning we're ready to go. Let's start on a positive note, right? Good. So the Minister of Housing and Water, was in the Mbamadai area. I think it was yesterday, and he was doing some inspections on a major upgrade for Mbamadai and Uminiki. I probably butchered the last community's name. I am very sorry, right? But I know in Bamadai definitely, but both villages are in region number 7. And I was talking to y'all whilst I was in Bartica last week or this week. Hello, good morning. What going on, Vishal? Yeah, bro. You the call-ins happening a little late in the show, right? So I'm gonna let y'all know when to start calling. All right, brother. Yeah. So as I was saying, this is in an effort to bring reliable water supply to the entire region 7. Now, the 49.4 million project to introduce 2 new water supply systems to these residents of Mbambarai and jeez, Ominike. Jeez. The 2 villages in Region 7. Um, this is to address long-standing water challenges in these communities. Now, residents have gained access to clean water. More residents will get access to clean water. Currently, only 25% of residents in the village that's not in Bamadai. Jesus. I should have checked the name of this thing before I started. And the local school have access to a small water system. So 25% of the village and the local school have access to a small water system. Many families rely on fetching water from creeks and rainwater harvesting for daily needs. The new system will provide access to, oh no, shucks, I got the minister up here. Hold on. Right? Yeah, so they're laying down the pipes and stuff. Just let me see if I get a shot of what's there already. Well, this was the minister meeting with the people. I'm gonna leave this one here. Right? So the new system will provide access directly to persons' households. Now, the construction, the key aspects of the project would be the construction of a pumping chamber at Mbamarai Creek, the installation of 2 pumping systems to efficiently distribute the water, the erection of 2 metal trestles to support infrastructure, the expansion of the pipe network to reach the homes of the residents of these 2 communities in Region 7, and the provision of service connections to individual households. Now, the government has made a commitment to hinterland development as a part of a broader hinterland water improvement initiative. Under the Ministry of Housing and Water, we've seen the upgrade and installation of these facilities. Now, this is to ensure the equitable access to clean, safe water for all Guyanese, including remote communities. Now, it's going to be a brighter future for the residents of those 2 communities, as these projects will improve health, sanitation, and the overall quality of life of residents in these 2 areas. And again, it's about the development that the Air Finale administration, this PVP administration, is pushing to reach every corner of the country, right? So I wanted to share that with you. Minister Colin Crowell has been very active in communities, especially in Region 1 and across the country, but in Region 1 more so, where he has, I think, the parliamentary responsibility for. He has been doing a lot of work in these communities, especially this guy here in blue. Sometimes, and I'd like persons to take into consideration that these people have families as well. And to bring the development to these areas, you can't do it by sitting in your office and, pontificating about things. You have to be on the ground, you have to know what's happening. And for the work to progress, you have to have that drive to push whatever it is you're trying to do, wherever you're trying to do it. Now, this guy in the blue here with the badge and the hat next to the minister, that's Jailal. He's in charge of the hinterland. Is hinterland water supply or hinterland water development, or he's the person in charge of water access in the hinterland. And sometimes when we meet up in various regions, wherever they're going to do a well or to commission a well or whatever it is, I ask him, like, how do you deal with this? You're out in the field, I guess probably 90% of the year. You understand? And he said to me one time, it's a sacrifice he made in relation to the job he does. His family understands that, and they have been supporting him in his efforts to ensure that hinterland communities have access to clean, potable water, right? So hats off to the team down there at the Ministry of Housing and Water, the team at the Guyana Water Incorporated, the ministers as well, Minister Kroll, Minister Rodriguez, Jailal too. What was this here? It was a tent. It's like with Heineken floating in the air. There, what going on? But you see how it blend? Look like a Heineken mountain. But yeah, hats off to people like Jailal, Mr. Bridgelal in Region 1 there too. He's doing a lot of work as well under the Guyana Water Incorporated Inc. Right? So I just wanted to share a little bit of development with you before we get into other things. So now we've done that. Let's move on. So apparently, and mind you, I don't know the full essence of the story. I don't know if it's true. I saw a news report. And I'll say this much. I do feel like right. So I do feel like if this happened for real, I'm sorry. You understand? But sometimes I don't want to be cruel and insensitive. Nobody should be robbed, right? But they have instances where persons from the PPP, supporters of the PPP, may have been assaulted by supporters of the opposition, and their personnel from these parties, whether AFC, APNU, PNC, that would languish and laugh and be happy that Indo-Guyanese or supporters of the PPP might get a beating or a trashing because of their political views. You understand? So based on what I saw, Onyx Duncan get some Jumbie lash somewhere in the Turkine area and the Turkine area, right? But what jumped out at me with the thing is, Onyx claims he get robbed. Oh, he get robbed $250,000. Now I'm wondering what Onyx do with $250,000 over the morning on the road. So let me go to the Demerara Wave story and share it with you. Right? Yeah, look. I don't know what he doing with the kind of money on the road over the night. So look at this here. Mr. Dunk, Onyx Duncan, Sherrod Duncan, all of them. I tell you, a bunch of glass case. I don't know what they're waiting on. Why you won't stop? Just a second, people. What? Please stop the foolishness. Good. So look at this. So, two cutlass-wielding bandits robbed the Alliance to Change executive member Onyx Duncan of $250,000. Oh, not money. Okay. Like I tell you, I didn't go in. I just saw a post on Facebook. So he was robbed of his $250,000 motorcycle after one of them lashed him in his back with one of the weapons. He confirmed yesterday to Demerara Wave. So he probably got like a Honda Navi. He got a Navi. Wrong, that's what Navi price. The incident occurred at around 11:30 p.m. as He was riding south along the University of Guyana Access Road, Torkine, in the vicinity of the Ministry of Home Affairs Guyana Forensic Laboratories, police said. Why these things got happen to them wrong, these government buildings, man? Y'all go someplace else and get in trouble. No, he's an office assistant. So 28, Duncan, 28, an office assistant, reportedly told police that the bandits rode up behind him on a black motorcycle as the suspect approached them. As the suspect approached him, the Palian rider attempted to pull out his motorcycle key. He then fought them off, and the Palian rider dealt him a lash in his back with a cutlass, which caused him to fall to the ground, the Guyana Police Force said. Mr. Duncan told the Waves News that he was not hospitalized, and police, along with him, returned to the crime scene and several other places in search. I tell you, Honda Navi, in search of the Honda Navi motorcycle bearing registrations plate number CP234. Right? So, no robberies, people. We ain't encouraging nobody to harm or rob anybody, even if they're from the opposition, and it's usually their punch stupidness. But, comrade, I'll say this much. You remember when Minister Mackay go to help them Venezuelans that y'all run out with? Are you mocking you and making yourself a comment? All right. Act right. These things has come back to haunt you, brother. Anyway, I hope they find you, Navi. You weren't hospitalized. You got a little cutlass brown. You got a Nike sign on your back. Wear it with pride, brother. Wear it with pride. Many PVPC activists and executive members get more than that. More than that. You understand? More than that. They lose more than that. I remember seeing some people in Sophia, I think that had years ago, not at a recent election, many elections ago. I was still very young. I wasn't in the media as yet. Was I? No, I was at MTV, Channel 65. Yeah, I was. I was in the media. And they didn't want to send us there. I wanted to go to cover, but they didn't want, we didn't have security and that kind of thing. So we didn't go. But I remember seeing in Sophia persons who were believed to be PPP, the bus outside the place, light on fire, they burn down the house and all kind of thing. It's just a Navi, man. The AFC could buy back one of them bikes to you. You shouldn't ride away, brother. You shouldn't make a boat turn and ride straight to Torkine police station right at it's Torkine or Sophia. The police station in E field or F field, the last field, is right in line with you. You could make a U-turn and blaze out to the station. You standing up and fighting people. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. But anyway, Onyx, I hope you get back a Navi, brother. I hope you get back a Navi. Now, I wanted to jump over to this here. I saw this, and a lot of people telling me I giving Mohammed Zem publicity. I don't think so. I am bringing light to the tomfoolery. The tomfoolery that is peddled on social media and giving persons, and I want y'all to understand, happy birthday to Geeta Narain. Geeta, happy birthday to you. I see people wishing you a happy birthday in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful day. Right? Now, I am just bringing some clarity because a lot of persons on social media don't have the time to go and do the research and check these things out and to understand what people are saying. Right? And oftentimes in this country, people like to use politics to get their way. Or if they feel they've been disenfranchised, it's political. It's not the system. It's not the system working. It's political. Right? Now, I want to make it absolutely clear to everybody watching here, all you guys on this program, please share the live so we could get the message out there. Right? The Guyana Revenue Authority's tax demands on the Mohammeds or Nazir or whoever the vehicles come, whoever named it in, You understand? Is legitimate and not political. Let me make it clear again. Legitimate, not political. Tax agencies routinely audit and reassess underpaid taxes. This is a standard practice, right? This is not about politics or being political. It's about compliance. The Guyana Revenue Authority is simply doing its job to ensure all taxes owed are collected. Governments rely on tax revenue to fund essential services, and no one should be above the law. It is normal and legally presumable for tax agencies to reassess. So if I pay taxes this year, let me look back at Courdel taxes, let me make sure, ting. How do you think you get tax returns? That's based on taxes you've been paying throughout the year. GRA assess. If you underpay, you got to pay the difference. If you overpay, you get a rebate. You understand? So this is something that tax agencies do to reassess underpaid taxes years later. Right? Tax audits are routine and even happen several years after the fact. Tax agencies worldwide review financial records and reassess tax payments if discrepancies are found. Now, mind you, thank you to the Mohammeds that GRA did not have to spend money to review financial records because they posted the amount of taxes they paid. And guess what? I don't know, they probably got GRA people on social media. And when somebody from GRA, so take for instance, if somebody says something to me about video production, camera, editing, I could speak on that from an informed point of view without having to go and do an assessment of what they're talking about. So if I am a GRA staff, I know certain vehicles cost so much. So when I look at what you say you pay and the type of vehicle you got, the CC and luxury and whatnot, I could make an assessment to say, well, hey, something wrong here, let me look into this. So at the end of the day, Senior, Junior, Mohammed, whoever, you have yourself to blame for that. You didn't even give GRA a chance to go and reevaluate your thing and check it back to see what's going on. Mind you, if this was political, because I see Mr. Shell Mohammed talking about Bar Jagdio send GRA. Why didn't GRA make the demand before your post? If that was the case, think about it. If that's the case, and as the people are asserting that it's political, is the vice president sent GRA, why wouldn't they have sent them just after the sanctions? The sanctions kick in, you know what? Look, yeah, check and see these people taxes thing, collect from them. This demand and even the press statement when GRA said, well, hey, we see y'all post this thing, these figures in right, y'all underpaid taxes, came after the Mohammeds post themselves. Look, we pay so much money to the country with these vehicles we bring in, and it's you. Now, in case Mr. Shell doesn't know, and again, I thank them, both Shell and Az, for not having taxpayers' money being spent to go and do a review of your taxes. Thank you for you putting the information out there on social media. So, Mr. Shell, GRA can audit taxes up to 7 years back in most cases, and even longer if fraud or tax evasion is suspected. Right? Regular, 7 years back. So if there's fraud of which they may be accused of or sanctioned for, or tax evasion, which they may be accused of or sanctioned for, is suspected more than 7 years back. So you need to go and check the system. Now, let us contrast this to the wider world to see if Guyana is not a real place. So, in other countries, this is the tax process that they follow. This is the process that they follow. So, in the US, there's the IRS. The IRS in the United States of America can reassess taxes up to 6 years back and indefinitely if fraud is involved. You know what indefinitely mean? Since you first work as a teenager and paying tax, they could go till back then to check you out. Right? In the UK, there is HMRC. Normally, for regular thing, they can check 4 years back. But they will go 20 years back if tax evasion is suspected. You got them vehicle 20 year? Y'all understand where I'm coming from? In Canada, and we have persons from the US. I've never seen anybody say they were from the UK on the program, but I know we have Canadians here. You have the CRA. Now, the CRA can go back up to 10 years for misrepresentation of taxes or fraud. 10 years. Now, the Mohammed sanctions raised for the concern. Shell Mohammed, along with his son, were sanctioned by the US government for alleged tax evasion and under-declaration of gold. These are serious financial crimes. If a business is found to have underpaid taxes on imported luxury vehicles, the Guyana Revenue Authority is obligated to investigate and recover what is owed. And again, I thank you too for allowing the Guyana Revenue Authority not to expend funds, personnel, or time on an investigation because of your admission, right? Because of your admission. Be safe on the road, Pam, right? Because of your admission. So again, I say to you, Shelenas, this is not a political attack, but a standard revenue enforcement action. Standard. So if it was another businessman who bring in a set of luxury vehicles and underpaid the taxes, same thing. And posted it on Facebook like a big boy, I underpaid taxes, same thing. Now, what happens if underpaid taxes are found? Businesses must pay back what they owe, plus any interest and penalties. So while they owe 900 million, pam pam, no, is what Sharad to say, pim pim, pim pim. And I don't know what they're worried about because many tax agencies offer payment plans to settle debts over time, like hire purchase. I understand that some people may be accustomed to buying things cash, but when the bill big, you got to take it in piece by piece, one dirty for clear off you damn. You understand? If a taxpayer refuses to pay, the government can seize the assets, garnish wages, or take legal action. So you never know. You never know. A Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a couple Land Cruiser could fall into the government hand soon. And I don't mean the government as the president and the cabinet. GRA would seize those things and resell them to get what they're owed. Right? So what I want to say to y'all, without fear, favor, affliction, or ill will, no one is above the law. No one is above the law. If Mohammed believes he is unfairly targeted, he has a right to challenge the tax claim in court. But that does not change the GRA's legal right to collect unpaid taxes. And I hope people understand I'm trying my best to be fair. You feel the people around you, you go to court, you do what you want to do. But the GRA still has to do what they have to do. What is their mandate? And that's tax collection. Right? Again, this is not political interference. It's simple tax enforcement. Tax enforcement. Tax audits, reassessment, and back tax collections happen everywhere and are normal parts of tax administration. I want y'all to get that from me. This happens everywhere. So this is not nothing unique to the Mohammeds, unique to Guyana, unique to the election year, nothing of the sort. And I challenge anybody to disprove me that this information of underpaid taxes wasn't made available by the person who underpaid the taxes. So again, I would suggest that we as Guyanese focus on the facts and not the distractions. You understand? Oh, Mohammed carried the government to court. Oh. You remember when the squatters carried the government to court from Makkah? What happened? Anyway, let me move on. Now, we're coming to the call-in segment. I really want to hear from you guys. And it's a simple question. What the government is doing for you? You understand? What the government is doing for you. How are you benefiting? Anything changing in your life? What's going on? What's going on for you? How are these initiatives from the administration getting to you? And again, I say to people, don't be misled by the baseless noise. The government is actively improving lives across Guyana, right? When you look at the income tax relief, increased tax-free threshold from 100,000 to 130,000. Reduced tax rates from 28% to 25% in the first band, from 40% to 35% on the second band. All these things geared at ensuring Guyanese have more money in their pockets. The first 50,000 of overtime and the second job, and if you have a second job, the income is tax-free. What can we compare this to on the previous administration in terms of putting disposable income in the pockets of Guyanese? Even if you want to step away from the working persons and look at support for senior citizens and vulnerable groups, as promised in their manifesto, pension is increased by 100%. Public assistance was increased. Individuals 60 years plus can get an NIS grant with 500 to 749 contributions. There's been better care, better access to health care. The introduction of the $10,000 voucher that, again, I think I said this yesterday, that if you feel like you want to go at a private hospital to do whatever it is, look, all the 10,000 that we shaved off you cost. There's been heavy investment in education and families. the implementation of free education at the tertiary level, tuition fees abolished for all students at the University of Guyana and technical vocational institutions. Even if you want to look at the direct support to students and parents, Because We Care is now $50,000 for public and private school students. The uniform voucher continues at $5,000. So in all, $55,000 for every child registered in school, public and private, from nursery to secondary. The one-off newborn cash grant bonus. Well, not bonus, cash grant. The new tax deduction for parents, $10,000 per month per child, claimed by one parent. Somebody tell Mr. Dion, $50,000 out the salary, back in the pocket. You understand me? What is the government doing for you? What is the government doing for you? Let me put this number on the screen. Oh, I changed that. Right? So give me a call. Let me hear what the government has done for you. You get your house lot. You get a scholarship. You get a new road. What's going on for you? Right? Even if you want to talk about job creation, the part-time jobs program continues to allow one person per household to earn $40,000 per month for 10 days work. Right? The injection of $30 billion in terms of the cash grant for persons 18 years plus. We can even look at lowering costs of living. Once this gas energy project comes on stream, there will be a 50% reduction in electricity costs. Whatever you're paying now, slash it in half. The government is still absorbing the excise tax on fuel so that it doesn't hit the normal man at the pump. Could you imagine the fuel price if that excise tax wasn't absorbed by the government? How much would you pay at the pump? The 200 and 219 and thing that we paid would have been higher. We would have been crying. And since we're talking about gas and moving around, bridge tolls will be abolished for Borbies, for Wismar, and the Demerara River Bridge, benefiting 50,000 commuters daily. 50,000. If you're a farmer and notice a lot of rice farm, well, I'll just say farmers. I don't know if they farm in rice or what. I notice a lot of farmers in Region 6 and Region 5 jumping out the boots. When COVID hit and persons couldn't find fertilizer, who wants to source the fertilizer and distribute it to farmers at no cost? Look at the agriculture sector and the investment that is being made there. The diversification of crops and livestock. The introduction of new species of livestock in Guyana to give greater yield to farmers so they have a higher turnover when they slaughter the animal and take it to the market. They got more pounds. The implementation of cage culture in these indigenous communities that harvesting thousands of pounds of fish. Can't remember the fish name, but freshwater fish, which is a big thing in the overseas, in the US and those places. You won't believe how Americans like tilapia. You won't believe it. The removal of VAT on agricultural equipment, veterinary supplies, poultry pens, and electricity generators for people who farming in these far-flung areas and they need power. The Ministry of Agriculture always distributing seeds and got outreach through NARI and all these places. The implementation of shade house so that we importing broccoli and cauliflower and carrots, we producing them here. What your government doing for you? Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Courdel. Could you go back with the NIS thing where it said those who make 750 with the money?
So that is the NIS.
Yeah.
NIS gives a grant.
Could you go back with
Please
the
turn on
NIS
the
thing
TV.
where it said those who make 750 with the money? Sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
NIS has a grant for individuals 60 plus once you would have completed 500 to 749 contributions.
So what amount of money you said them give for that grant?
I didn't mention an amount of money. I just said that a grant is available.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
But I can check that out for you tomorrow so I would know, have an idea of what that is.
Yeah, okay.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Thanks.
And that's why, when people call me and ask for clarity, I didn't check to see what was the cost, the amount of the grant, but it's something that's available now that wasn't available before. You understand? Even if you look at the freight cost adjustments, right? Freight went up sky high because of COVID and those kinds of things. Freight is still high because they got other things happening around the world. Last year when I was in Panama, flying over Panama, and you look down at the Panama Canal, hundreds of container ships lined up. This is like, the Panama Canal is like the Wisma Mackenzie Bridge. Hundreds of ships on both sides waiting to cross through a one-lane thing. And you could only go one at a time. You understand? When we went to visit the location, somebody there said some of them ships, the container ships, could be out there for weeks waiting on their turn to pass through the Panama Canal. So, and mind you, they have to pay to pass through there. So it's cost all the time. So this administration would have adjusted the freight costs to pre-pandemic levels. So whatever you were paying to land a container in Guyana before COVID, that is what was maintained through COVID, after COVID, and extended to 2025. Sometimes that doesn't translate to the shopman on the street because some of them worthless. But the government made an effort so that these costs aren't hitting Guyanese like a brick in the face. Right? Again, facts over fiction. Facts over fiction. And I could sit down with y'all here and go on and on and on and on and on. But this is just a snapshot of what the government is doing for you, for me, for all of us Guyanese. For those of you sitting here watching in the diaspora, they're doing it for you too, because they're creating an environment where you feel comfortable to come back here and be a part of Guyana and invest in Guyana and do things here to help build Guyana. So again, I say to you, development is happening. Stay informed. Stay informed. And don't be misled by those trying to create division in this country. By those who had an opportunity to do heaven and earth for you and ain't do nothing. And this, here, I don't mind people being ungrateful, you know. But you gotta be ungrateful to people who will help you. You gotta be ungrateful to persons who ain't taking their time and energy to help you. I noticed somebody posted on the Mr. DeYoung's video that I posted that the men on mission money is taxpayer money and we got to be thankful for, and you're an idiot. Taxpayer money is used for the government to develop the country and do whatever it is do as a government. No government is obligated to build a house for you free of cost. None. And if anybody could tell me or point me in the direction of a country where the government builds a house for you, don't charge you a cent at all, I would love to know where that place is so I can go and visit there. Right? Guys, I got to get out of here. I'm heading to Essequibo today. So most likely we'll be live from Essequibo. We may not have behind the agenda tonight. We may not have behind the agenda. I'm not saying definitely, but we may not have it. I will endeavor as best as I could to ensure that we have a broadcast tonight with myself and Joel back within. This evening, there's been a slight adjustment to the timings for wading into the agenda. So instead of starting at 8, let me give this guy an opportunity. Caller, good morning. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you start over, please?
You said you're encouraging people from the diaspora to come back and live there. But they not encourage you with your pension, because if you're living over here, you're not entitled for the pension, the old age pension. Why is that?
So you are asking why persons who left this country living overseas not accessing the old age pension or are not able to access old age pension? Is that the question? Okay, I guess he hung up. Now, listen. A couple of people come to me with this thing about their relatives living in a different country and they're of age to collect old age pension. They're not here, not living here, but they're the age to collect old age pension and want to get in the system to collect it. Listen, I personally don't think that's fair. If you have left Guyana to go to greener pastures, that is your choice. But to say that the government, no, and mind you, old age pension is not the pension that you're paying and you receive. That's the pension everybody get at 65. I call it, good morning, just hold a second, right? That's the pension everybody get, not 65, 50. Can't remember the age, but you get old age pension at a certain age, a certain amount, whether you contributed or not, you get that. But there's a stipulation that you have to be living in Guyana. I don't think that's unfair. Carla, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see in America Donald Trump cleaning up all the people in the public sector who carry out the fraud. I hope if even Ali going back in power this year, they do the same thing. Because they got some rank fraud going on in this country and everybody's silent. Yeah, that's my take.
Thanks, brother. No, I agree with the caller that, the government needs to go after persons engaged in fraud. Yes, I agree. I also look at it from the angle of if the government really cracks down on these people in these government agencies, and I've said this on this program before, the ministers don't be at these ministries looking over paperwork, making sure it go from this desk to that desk, people processing things on time, people not taking money from people who come in for a free service to get their thing done in a timely fashion. The ministers are not there doing that kind of work. But when it is found that somebody in a ministry doing foolishness, the first name to call is the minister, the subject ministers or whoever. If the ministry got 2 ministers or whatever it is, that's the people who get blamed. Right? Now, let's say in front of the President Ali's second term, he decides, well, let's investigate these ministries and oh, geez, I forget to tell the caller. These staff of the ministries are public servants, right? And it is extremely difficult for you to fire a public servant. This public servant has to be going on at a rate for a long time. The public service rules, you can't dismiss them like that, right? So that's another issue that this governments in Guyana would face in dealing with public service employees. Once you're an official public servant, you public service, you got no contract, you're a government worker, you have to do the guards for them to fire you. And it's not because they like you or nothing. It's just how the public service is set up. I see Carlin back. Go ahead, caller.
Courdel, you don't have to go after them. You have to transfer them because they believe there's little gods. You have to transfer these people.
Right.
I would write a list about the names, but I say nothing now.
But I agree. But Carlo, you would agree that's transferring the problem to another department? Strict to the government, wise to the population. So if they found a way to be corrupt in the ministry, you transfer them to a department in the ministry, some far off place with the thing, where they probably didn't have as much eyes looking over them, and they have the ability to really become a powerhouse. Oh boy, it's a complex system, and the government is working hard to ensure that corruption is stamped out and Guyanese get the services that they should get free of cost. You understand? But I must say, we as Guyanese enable some of the corruption that happens at these ministries. And that's me being straight up. We enable some of the corruption happening at these ministries. When we pull up at the ministry and we see a long line, we want to wait. So we're looking for somebody we know to get them a top up to go and get we thing fast. Right? That's what we're doing. We're looking for somebody we know for help we get we thing fast or help we jump the line. And sadly, it's a part of Guyanese culture. So when a public servant realizes, well, I get $5,000 for doing this thing that I normally do for free. What do you think this do? And I'm not saying all public servants do this. What do you think some of them do? If they know that, okay, I got a line of 60 people out there, all them want to go, I can sit down and relax myself until somebody start finding some money to give me to start working. You understand? So we as Guyanese creating this culture of paying a thing to get things done and got guys, today the Honorable Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramson Jr., will be in region number 2. Oh, Good Hope Cricket Ground. This is number 2 or 3? Yeah, region 2. Good Hope Cricket Ground, region 2. Right? The meeting starts at 4 p.m. Then we also have the Honorable Minister of Labor, Joseph Hamilton, in region 2 as well, at Adventure, Rakesh Residence, region 2, 4 p.m. Also happening today, the Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manik Chan, will be in region 5. That meeting starts at 3:30. So persons in the area, please come out. The minister will be addressing your issues and working with you to find solutions to those issues. Right? Also happening today in Berbice, East Bank Berbice, the minister within the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, the Honorable Anand Prasad, will be in Sisters Village at the Padrats residence. This meeting commences at 4 p.m. Right? So you have Minister Ramson, Minister Hamilton in Region 2. You have Minister Priya Manik Chan in Region 5. And you have Minister Anand Prasad, Minister within the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development at Sisters Village, East Bank, Berbice. I don't know if that's Region 5 or Region 6. So, guys, check out these meetings. Go out there, raise your concerns with these ministers of government. Let me tell you something. It makes no sense to go and carry your issues to somebody who literally cannot do anything to help you, other than to put your business on social media. Right? Think about it. All these social media activists with the opposition, did they come to Guyana to go into your community to meet you to find out where you want so they could go back and tell whoever paying them or whoever handling them for them to do something for you? No. You think a certain person who going around to these communities, why they don't share out 100,000 to every community that they go to? You understand? The brain probably moving at the turtle space, so they couldn't think about that. Remember, you got money. You got time with her, nothing is affecting you. So go to every community and give everyone that comes out to the meeting $100,000. Because persons in the communities, that's as much help as you can get. I highly doubt you can get 100,000, but that is as much help as you're going to get from that individual. Literally cannot do anything substantial to help you. And major, like a major development in your community, creating jobs for people or something. Guys, y'all have a wonderful day. It was really great being here with y'all. Remember, as I said, we may not have a broadcast of Behind the Agenda given where I will be and Joel and whatever, but we will try our best to have the program this evening. Again, there's a shift in the time of wading into the controversy with James Bond. That will commence at... I'm congested. Wow. That will commence at 8:30 instead of 8 so that we don't have the clash with Behind the Agenda, right? So look out for those programming. Thank you guys for being on the program with me this morning as usual. I'll see you here tomorrow morning. I don't know whether it will be here or in Essequibo, but I'll see you here in the morning. And as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no trees,